Hey, how's everyone doing? I just had some Vic Firth gear arrived, so I decided I was going to do a quick kind of review of the practice pad. So this one here is the PD12, sorry, the PAD12D, which is a 12-inch double-sided practice pad. So we've got wooden pad, hard side, soft side, obviously 12 inches in size, and then it looks like wood with some kind of plasticky type layer over the top. Could just be a lot of spray over the top, but it looks a little bit different to the older ones that I've got here. So if I quickly explain what I've got here. So this is one of the older versions, that the split pad, and that wood's there. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. Eventually the wood kind of chips away, and underneath that, now this is 4 or 5, maybe 10 years old now, right? But this one looks like it's a little bit thicker actually, and I certainly can't see any signs of wood there. So let's have a little tap around. So we've got the quiet side, which is what most people are interested in. Most people want a practice pad because the drum kit's so loud, they need to be able to practice elsewhere. That's nice. Okay, so it's got a nice amount of bounce off of it. Just trying to think of it in context of a tom. So it's got much more rebound than a tom would have on a drum kit. And maybe a fairly tight snare drum. Now for the guys who do the marching type stuff, the drum corps type stuff, this is much more like a tenor drum. So this stick is really flying back at me. I mean, these are heavy sticks as well, so maybe if I try it with some kit sticks. Yeah, I said to be fair, that's probably a feel of a normal snare drum. So what's the point of the other side? Well, the other side here is a complete different sound. Now that's got two purposes really. One purpose is for the guys who do the drum corps type stuff, so they're used to the noise of the very thin staccato type noise. And the feel of a tight Kevlar high tension snare drum. But for the kit guys, it's useful because you can really hear every little mistake you make. So on a drum kit, if you're practicing something with a flam in it, so say we do flam accents, on a big tom it's hard to hear that definition. So it might sound right on a kit because you get all the noise of the resonance of the kit, but on a practice pad like this, you can hear every little tiny mistake. So 12-inch pad, like I said. What's the difference between that and the older ones? Well, I've got two older ones here. I've got the older one, which is obviously a lot bigger. It's got a thread on the bottom. There is another version of this smaller one, which has just got the soft side, which I imagine has probably got the thread on the bottom. And there's the split one, like this. I personally don't get on so well with the split one because there's not quite enough room to be able to play quiet. If you're practicing quiet and you want to move around the drum a little bit, and the same with the loud. This one's perfect if you're practicing things like rudiments across two surfaces. So maybe a bit more useful for kit players, but for me, that one's got to go, and the new one will take its place. This one is what they call the stop pad, heavy hitter pad. So this one is designed more for the drum corps guys, but this one here, you hear it's a little bit louder. The bottom of this one, you can see it's gone pretty nasty. So this stuff on the bottom eventually kind of rots and falls apart and comes away. Now, there's nothing really horrible about it, but it's just it gets all over the floor. So that's why I went for this one. Now, one other thing to keep in mind with these pads, when that's there, this is on top, it's this volume. But if I take that off and put it straight onto a snare stand, because this is only a 12-inch pad, I get a bit more noise. So ideally you want a snare stand that can come up and hold it in that kind of position there, so we get a little bit less volume. This one, yeah, it will be maybe not now. No, it won't reach. Okay, so yeah, that was kind of my point. So I can bodge it by sort of getting the corners so they're not quite touching. But my point is really, you need to get yourself a 10-inch or 12-inch snare stand really to use it on a stand. Now, let's be honest, most of us would love to use it on a snare stand all the time, but most of us never get the snare stand out and stick it on our lap while we're watching football or something similar. Alright, so let's see if it actually fits on a lap. You see that? If I sit over there, yeah, there's a few symbols and things in the way, but let's ignore that. Yeah, it's a reasonable size. I mean, I always say to my students and people like that, they sell a 6-inch version of this. For me, sorry Vic Firth, but it's useless because I'm going to have to sit with my legs completely tight and try and hit this little thing. At least this one's got a decent enough size that I can kind of relax. I like it a little bit further away now because this snare's got, this seat's got arms on it. That's better. I can't really sit back now, I can now. So yeah, that feels great. So if you want to annoy the girlfriend, wife, kids, mates, mum, dad, that's actually pretty loud. This one, now you're still not going to get away with playing at 2 o'clock in the morning, but it is pretty quiet. So retails, I think in the UK, you're looking at somewhere between 35 and 45. Actually, because it's a bit cheaper in the States, it's a similar kind of price bracket. So you're looking at something like $35 to $45. Piece of wood with some rubber on it, you might say. You can go and make yourself one. If you're that kind of person, go do it, man. But for most of us, that's a pretty good price for a practice pad that's going to last 5, 10 years. See you again.